Good morning, participant. Today is the last session of that is called the fifth session of research design classification. In this session, we will learn about the qualitative research design. So you know very well about that the research design classified the quantitative research design and qualitative research design. In last four session, we covered the all quantitative research design. So now in this session, we will learn about the qualitative research design. It means the research design and qualitative research design. The qualitative research design simple. Important thing is what is the qualitative research and how we can explain about of this. So simple the qualitative research design, a type of research generally we use to understand the pupil qualities, qualitative aspects, but it is not in the form of number. The qualitative research important of this type of research used to understand the pupil experiences, opinion, feeling, behavior and social situation in proper detail. It focus on the collecting the known numerical data such as just like in the form of words, in the form of observation, in the form of interview and description rather than the collect the information in the form of number or statistics. In qualitative research, researchers simple they studies the phenomena in their the natural setting to gain deep understanding and develop the proper meaning of that. Important thing with this, the qualitative research is generally used as a common method, uh, include the interview, observation, focus group discussion, case studies. Just like we giving a simple example, the researcher may study the athlete experience during the any kind of the competitions or student attitude toward the physical education classes. So how you can assess the attitude? Important thing is on the basis of number, on the basis of without numbers. So it is difficult to collect the data about the attitude in numbers. So we go for the qualitative research, just like we in the form of word, in the form of observation, we collect the data. Qualitative research, the first important thing is the research design focus on understanding the human experience, behavior and social situation and phenomena. That is means qualitative research design is used to understand the pupil feeling, experiences, pupil opinion, pupil behavior. But important thing with this is in proper detail. Just like the focus on the human behavior, it's studies how people thinks, how people feel, how people behave. It helps the researcher to understand the real life experience. Just like we giving a simple example, if we go for to understanding how student feel during the physical education class. Next important thing is the involve the non-numerical data such as word, narrative, observation, and interview. It does not mainly use number or statistics. Just we collect the information. Information is collected in the form of simple words, in the form of stories, in the form of the opinion, in the form of observation, in the form of interview. So this is the process of the qualitative research design. Next important thing with this, the aim is to explore meaning, perception and interpretations. So the researchers try to know in that type of through this type of research, qualitative research, what people think, why they think and that way. Important thing the people thinks, but important thing the why people thinks and that way, how they interpret this situation. So with in data collection method generally of qualitative research we used sometime interview, sometime observation, sometime discussion, group discussion, case studies methods. Next important thing with the qualitative research is an approach for exploring and understanding the meaning of individual or group to social and human problem. According to Creswell, the qualitative research is a method used to understand the pupil thought, feeling, experiences, and opinion about the social and human problem, because we have the social life and being the human, we have the human problem, we have the social problem. To with the help of the qualitative research to find out the feelings, find out the thought, find out the experience about all social and human problems. Important thing is generally we focus on understanding the pupil. The qualitative research is generally use and mainly focus into to understanding feeling of the pupils. It studies how people feel, how people think, how people behave, and how why people behave like this in a situation. The researchers try to understand the pupil personal experiences. Next important thing with this type of research, this type of study deal social of human problem. It is used to study problem related to the society, related to social phenomena and human life, just like we giving the example, stress among the student. Why? Attitude toward the physical education, attitude toward the sports, attitude toward the parents, attitude toward the friends, attitude toward the wife. Motivation is an important participation in sports. To these type of the problems, if you want to study in, you should go for the qualitative research to understand the current situation and behavior. Third important thing, the explore. After the collecting data, you should explore meaning and experiences. In that type of research, if we go for the collecting the data, the participant explore giving on an experience. So it's helped the researcher to know what a situation means to the pupil in a workplace, in a sports, as a coaching, in a different ways. The important thing is to know what a situation means to the pupils. The different people may have different opinion experiences. So through these type of research, we explore meaning and experience of the population. And next important thing is non-numerical data. That is means the quantitative research we go for the numeric and numerical data and then go for the statistical analysis. But qualitative research we just focus on non-numerical data, just like the words, interview, observation, discussion, and narratives type of these things. Next important thing is the qualitative research. It's provide detailed and rich information. Through this, we can collect very detailed information, very rich information. It explains why this type of situation happened, why you feel like this in a specific situation. Through qualitative research, we assess and how people behave in a certain way. Different people have behave a different way. To try to find out how these people behave in a certain way through the qualitative research. This is the qualitative research we already discussed in the last classes about is subjectivity. The research is based on the pupil and personal feeling, that is called a subjectivity, and natural setting. It is we are not manipulating the situation, we just collect the information in real life situation, real life environment, real life experience, and what actually then the, the subject behave. Next important thing, inductive reasoning. It is means researcher move from the specific observation to general conclusion. We try to find out the specific observation one by one, and then researchers give the generalized conclusion. Next important thing, the interpretation, meaning, and making. And the important thing, the researcher try to understand the meaning behind the pupil action and experience, because the pupil is act differently, but the meaning of that, the behind the pupil action and experience, then to understand of this type of situation. Rich and depth. The qualitative research provide very detailed and depth information about the phenomena, real life situation. It is flexible. The human behavior is studies with the social and cultural concept. It is means simply sorry. It is research process can be changed according to the situation and finding. That this means have the flexibility. And next is the contextualization. It means the human behavior we studies in a specific context, in a specific within a social and cultural context. So this is type of the characteristic of qualitative research. We have some characteristics of qualitative research discuss here. The focus on understanding experience of meaning. Use very small sample size, because it is difficult to we go for very large sample size in the qualitative research, because we collect the data in a real life situation. So it is difficult to collect the real life situation data with the large populations. So we just take a small population and then we go for the qualitative research. Data collection through different kind of tools, just like general use of interview, observation and documents. So all these tools use in to collect the descriptive data. Research conducting in natural setting, this is the very real and very important characteristics of qualitative research. Important thing is we just collect the data, but important thing with this is in a proper and natural setting. So first important things, we have natural settings and then we go for the conducting the qualitative research. Next thing is a result presented in descriptive or narrative form. The both type of forms we can present the data in the form of descriptive and narrative forms. Next thing is nature of qualitative data. So which type of nature of data? Data simple means the information, and information in collect from the different population and different subjects and target populations with the help of interview, with the help of questionnaire to assess the actual situation. So, interview and observation, it is means the qualitative data include, just like we go for the interview, we go for the observation, and both thing in a natural setting. Focus group discussion, case, just like we select the case and we have some records, and after that we collect the information from the record and documents, all documents. Next thing is type of qualitative research. So we have the four different type of the qualitative research: phenomenological research, ethnographical research, narrative type of research, case study research, grounded theory research. All these research come into the qualitative research. In all cases we collect the information in the form of word, in the form of experience, in not in the form of numbers. The first is phenomenological research in the qualitative type of research. This focus of the understanding of individual lives experiences, explore how people perceive and interpret these any kind of the situation and phenomenon. So how you can interpret, just like the phenomenological research is a qualitative, simple and the qualitative type of research method. Important thing is the studies and describe the pupil live experience and how they feel and understand the particular situation. So it is means if we go for the study of live situation, then we go for the phenomenological research. Important thing, focus on live experience. It studies the pupil real life experience, feeling about the situation. Second important thing, they understand the personal perception. This means the personal perception, what you perceive personally. It's explore how individuals see, how individual feel, how individual interpret this specific situation. Next important thing, we explore human emotion and meaning. If you want to explore the human emotion, because emotion is means outward response of in a particular situation. So if you want to record, if you want to study, then we go for the phenomenological research. The researcher try to understand the meaning of experience from the participants, a specific of point of view. Importance of phenomenological research, especially in the field of physical education. First is the understand the human experience. This help the researcher to understand the pupil real life feeling and experiences. Second is provide deep understanding. It's give detailed and rich information about the particular situation or subjects. Explore personal perspectives, that is means help to the researcher to know how individual perceive and interpret the specific of situation, because situation is exist and how an individual it's perceive and interpret of this situation. Next is the studies the emotion and behavior. The usefulness of the phenomenological research means the useful for to understanding the human emotion, human thought and its reaction in that case. Fifth is the importance characteristics of phenomenological research is help in solving the social problem. to provide the insight into the issue, just like related to the education, sports, society, health. In this type of situation, we go for the phenomenological research. Encourage participant expression. So all participants to free to share their experience, opinion, and then means we encourage on that to participant to express more and more. Useful in sports and physical education because it's help to understand the athlete experiences. Player experience on a different situation in the stress, in the case of different team situation, motivation, pressure of different situation and performance. This type of qualitative research in this second is ethnographical research. Ethnographic means the study or description of culture, behavior, lifestyle, social practices of the group. It is means we ethno means the related to the culture of the pupils, and graphic means the description in the form of writing. The ethnographical research means in that type of research we describe the culture and behavior and lifestyle and social practices of a specific religion, family, group, population, areas. The ethnographic research is a qualitative research method used to study the culture, behavior, and lifestyle of the group of the people in their natural environment through observation and with the help of the interaction. Next important thing is the studies cultural behavior and practices of the group, and researcher spend time some for the observation of the group and collect the data in a natural environment. Important thing is study of the cultural behavior of in ethnographical research is studies the culture, tradition, habit, behavior of the group. Next, second thing, the observation. It is means time to observe. The researcher studies the pupil in their real life and natural environment. And researcher spend time with this group. Important thing means the researcher may spend days, week, month, year within a specific group to observe them and focus on daily practices of the group. So if you spend a lot of time with this specific group to focus to assess the daily practices, what type of this, it's help to understand how people live, how people work, how people eat, how people train, how people behave, how people enjoy, how people in daily everyday life. Just means they be giving a simple example, observing the training culture, observing the discipline and lifestyle of athlete in a traditional wrestling academy. Simple, I'm giving an example. Importance of ethnological research is it help to understand the culture. It's provide the knowledge about the culture, tradition, lifestyle. So this is also helpful to understand. Second is study real life behavior. Means behavior in a real life. The researcher observe pupil in natural behavior real life situation with for the observation. Third one is provide deep and detailed information. For example, if you spend a lot of time with the a specific group, the important thing is you can collect the very rich data to give rich and detailed understanding of social practices and activities about the specific group. Fourth, improve the understanding human interactions. Help explain how people interact, communicate, and work together. And this is a very important characteristics. Useful in education and sports. Help to understand the training culture, how the training culture at different countries, or different states is different level is different. Team behavior and learning environment. And encourage the natural observation means this type of research also helpful to encourage information is collected without artificial and control environment to be encouraged to record the data in a natural condition. Help in a social and cultural research. So this type of research is very useful for the studies of communities, organization, and social group. Third one is the case study research. So simple, the case study research means the case study research is the qualitative type of research method that involve in a depth study of a single person, depth study of a single group, depth study of a specific of a event, depth study of any organization, depth study of the situation over a specific period of times. So this is the means you should first to find out the case and then we go for the study. The case study research, just like we giving the explanation, it's provide detailed contextual analysis. It is means depth investigation. It involves detailed study of one person, group and situation, and it also focus on a specific case. It's provide detailed analysis. It's give the deep and detailed information about the subject and its background. And also important thing is will helpful to studies the real life situation. So it's help to understand the problem in real life. It help to understand the experience in real life. It's help to understand the behavior in real life condition. Just like we giving a simple example, a detailed study of an elite athlete rehabilitation and recovery process after an injuries. Sometimes we giving one more example for, so sometimes researchers go for the study of a world class players, is a case study from is the aspect of the sports and their personal life and everything. It means the detailed study. So what type the importance of the case study research? First is provide the deep understanding. It's help the researcher to study or subject a great deal. Second important thing is studies of real life situation. It means explain the problem and experience in a natural setting. Third is give the detailed information. Detail means large information, proper information. Is provide the complete and rich information about any individual or any group or any event. And it's helpful to help the solve different kind of the problem. The problem is means to understand cause of problem and finding the solution. To this study also be helpful in that case. Case study also helpful to develop of new ideas, or this is also useful in the education and physical education. This help to study of athlete, it's help to study of team, it's help to study of training program very closely and improve practical knowledge, because with the depth study we should improve a practical knowledge understanding that can be applied in real life situation. So this is very helpful, this is the very important, that means this is called the importance of the case study research. Fourth and last one is the grounded theory research. Grounded theory research means a research is a qualitative research. This method used to develop new theories or explain based on data collection from the participant experience and observation. The grounded theory, just like we giving a simple explanation, is develop a new theory. This type of research help to develop a theories. The main aim is to create a new theory, but is the theory is based on data, collected data. You first collect the data and develop of a specific theory. And this means based on real data. This means the theory is developed from the data, from the participant experience, opinion and observation. Is you first collect the real data and then we develop a type of theory. And third is use a systematic data analysis. So this type of research, grounded theory research, help to researcher to collect the data, analyze data step by step, and to identify pattern and relationship, explain the human behavior, because the grounded theory research is helpful to researcher to understand why people behave in a certain way. What type of the importance of grounded theory research? It's help to develop new theories. It is means they create new theories, but important thing is based on data, and data is real data or on the basis of experiences. Second is based on practical situation. Theories are developed from the actual observation and participant response. Experience, that is mean called explain the human behavior. So this is grounded theory help to the explain the behavior, help to understand the reason behind the pupil action, behind the pupil thought, behind the people the motivation. It's provide the systematic analysis. This is the very important characteristics of research, useful in social sciences and in sports context. It helped the study of motivation, behavior, leadership, and performance in a sports and society. So this is also helpful to this. Next means encourage in-depth understanding. If you want to go for the depth study to develop the proper understanding about the context, then you should go for the grounded theory research. And this is also helpful to support future research. The new theories develop, important thing, basis on your real data and can be used for further studies and investigation. Last one is narrative research approach. The word of narrative means the story or account of experience and event. In research, it means just like we are discussing about the narrative type of research, means story or account of experience of event. In research, just like we called of the narrative, refer to the studies and understanding the pupil personal life stories, personal life experience and journey through the interview, conversation and written account. Narrative research is a qualitative research method that studies and interpret the pupil life stories, experiences and personal narrative to understand their experience and meanings. This narrative research focus on individual life stories and experience and data collection through personal narrative and interviews. It is means this focus on realized story, this focus on understanding the personal experiences, it focus on the use of narrative and interview and explore the real life journey. Just like we giving a simple example, studies the life journey and career development of a successful athlete. What type of the importance in the field of physical education of, and research, especially the narrative type of research? The first is helpful to understand the personal experience. The narrative research help the researcher to understand the pupil real life stories and experience through which we can develop the personal experience. Second is provide the detailed information to give rich and depth understanding of an individual life journey through which we can provide the detailed information about of that. Third is the very important characteristic of narrative research, importance of explore human emotion. This helps the study of feeling, struggle, motivation and achievement through which we explore human emotion. Fourth one is preserve life stories because the record of important personal experience through which we can preserve of this. Fifth important aspect is useful in the field of physical education and sports sciences. This one helpful to understand athlete career, study experience, personal development, and this is very helpful to the future generation. Encourage self-expression or help inspire others. So important things, we allow to participate to freely share their thought experience without any kind of hesitation to provide the self-expression. It is the also help to inspire to others. So this expression also help to the inspire to the others. It is means these type of uh, studies it means create the base for the future generation. Now we can conclude of this is here is means the qualitative research. Important thing is we can conduct the research on the basis of observation, real life setting. uh, this is called a qualitative research. Qualitative research means collect the data of quality in the form of non-numerical data. It means in the form of words, in the form of experience. The qualitative research design help to explore human experiences and meanings. It's provide a rich, detailed insight into the social and behavior phenomena. So this is generally widely used in especially education, sports, sociology, and health researches. Now we can conclude here about the qualitative research. In conclusion, just like research design provide a specific or systematic way to conduct scientific research. In this lecture series we discuss about the quantitative research design, just experimental and non-experimental research design, and finally qualitative research. The understanding these research design help to the researcher to select which the appropriate research method, because we have a different type of research method. On the basis of your research, on the basis of your outcome, we select appropriate research for your collecting and analyzing data effectively. A proper research designs improve the quality, accuracy and reliability of research findings. Here we conclude of the qualitative research, and thank you very much my dear participants.